Hey guys, welcome to Junkyard Gyms. In this episode, we will be doing a walk around of our first project truck. That's right, sitting behind me right now is a 1985 Ford F250 that I like to call Red Rust and Bruised. So before we get into this walk around, I ask you guys to please leave a like, subscribe, and share this with your friends. And then without further ado, we can get right into this walk around. So this is our 1985 Ford F250. This one has a 351 Windsor with a 4x4 C6 on the back of it. Not too much has been done underneath the hood here. Just has an intake, a carburetor, and some headers. That's really about it in a newer distributor. Besides that, ever since it got pulled out of the field, the rear brakes have never worked because they're not really necessary. The front ones do about 75% of the stopping. So that's why you guys see a plug there in that front half of that master cylinder. You guys may be wondering why this fender well is out here and this one's in. Well, it's because this truck kind of decided that it wanted to go face first into a tree, and the truck never wins when it comes to that situation. But the good thing is this fender has less rust on it, so win-win. That's also a reason why we don't have a headlight in the front here, because the core support's still so mangled I can't really put a headlight in there. But besides for that, there ain't much going on here. It's mostly a stock motor, besides for a couple air upgrades to it. Yeah, but overall, she isn't the nicest truck. She ain't the worst. I'll put a picture of what this truck looked like after it got into an accident, and then so that way you guys can see. So hopefully you guys agree with me saying that this black fender is a lot better. Besides for that, I gotta put some shocks on there because this one is kind of non-existent on the bottom here, and the mount's kind of gone, broken. So I got new mounts on the way for that. As far as tires go, these tires I put on there because they're a little bit better than one I had before. And then I just stuck with the regular Steelies because obviously you don't want to put fancy wheels and tires on a truck that looks this nice. Yeah. This side is not as weight reduced for drag racing as the other side is. That's mostly because the driver's on the other side, so they have to make up for the weight on this side. But as far as the interior goes, it's not too bad. I mean, it has a go fast box inside of here. Because as we all know, the Ford ones are junk from this era. Dash pad has some cracks in it, but what else is new? Yeah, that's about it. There's a hole in the seat, like every other one you see. No, but since the driver always sits on the other side, they put more weight reduction over there so that way it levels itself out, I would say. So these guys really thought this through. Has new leaf springs in the back on both sides, and has some weight reduction. They must have had a fuel cell or something in the back here that they needed to weight reduce for. Besides that, tailgate has some weight reduction. As you can see, this side has quite a bit more weight reduction on the wheel wells. This side also has new springs. And I got these Quiet Giants, which are good for the sand dunes and other off-road parks. Besides for that, the bed is actually pretty clean in this truck. Like, Besides for the one hole that's drilled in it, I haven't found any other holes, which that's pretty surprising, especially for a Michigan truck that was probably used. As you can see from these marks here, this thing had a cap on it when it sat in the field, so that's probably one of the reasons why this bed doesn't have no rust in it. The door kind of sags down. See what I mean? They weight reduce this side a little bit more, and a little bit more up here than the other side. As you can see, the mice are even helping to weight reduce this side. They're even eating holes in the plastic to weight reduce it. Besides for that, I mean, interior isn't too bad. After I put an air freshener in it, it hardly even smells like mice anymore. But, yep. I'll show you guys the frame. As you can see, I have put a new fuel tank in it, because the old one didn't even have one in it when I got it. Quick tech tip here: if your straps on your tank ever break, you guys can just put a ratchet strap on it, and it's even better sometimes, because that way if you need it up more for some reason, or if you need to take it down, it's a lot easier. So quick tech tip here. Other than that, the frame, other than some surface rust on it, isn't too bad. Besides that, not too bad of a truck. The front end isn't too bad. Needs shocks, of course, like every other one. The front end doesn't look too bad, besides for the missing headlight, which I will fix that eventually. So, besides that, she's not the worst truck you've ever seen, but she's fixable. And she'd make a good beater. Most of the time, when these trucks came in, especially these 80s ones, these ones are getting harder and harder to find. Probably because they've all been scrapped out over the years and other stuff has happened to them. So that's why. And I also like these bull noses more than the other ones. But I'll give you guys a few last shots here before we end this video. So, I'm gonna let you guys tell me in the comments what you think we should do with this truck. And stay tuned for the next video where we'll be doing a radiator swap on this one. So, other than that, make sure you guys subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that way you guys can see the following videos to come on this truck. And have a nice day.